Yes, Dr. Watkins, can you hear me okay? Miss Watkins, I hear you. Okay. Thank you. Take it away. Okay. Awesome.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Well, welcome to this Freedom Friday edition of Road to Gold. We are so glad to welcome each and every one of you. We have had a record-breaking and exciting week. One moment.
The recording has started.
All right, guys. We've had a record-breaking week. We have had folks that are working out with us, that are running with us, that they had their business on hold, and this has helped them to restart, regenerate, and reignite. So we're so proud of everyone who's come out of their comfort zone, who's going to the next level for this contest, that are working together in unison. Guys, this is how you build a super hierarchy. And we want everybody who's a part of this get what you want to get out of this, whether it is to go gold, whether it is to go director, 1 star, 2, all the way up to 9 stars. We want you to get what you want. So we want to be the best coaches and mentors. We want to be the best captains we can be, so that we give you the support, the instruction, so that you can be hugely successful in your network marketing business. And so today, we're going to go over some fundamentals of working in a team environment. These are some things, guys, honestly, I should have gone over when we first started our project together. But as we worked together this week, some things, I realized, okay, we need to teach on some other things. So I'm going to bring on our 4-star generals to help me with today's call. These guys are no secret, there is no secret that they are the top money earners in the company. I have the number 17 income earner worldwide out of 57,000 people. 4-star general 6-figure earner, Cindy Bruggerman. Do I have you on?
I'm here, Miss Watkins. How are you today?
Yay! I am wonderful. I'm going to bring on your brother in success, top 25 income earner worldwide out of 57,000, Mr. Philip Rollins, 6-figure earner, 6-figure maker.
Yes, I'm here, Coach J.P. Watkins. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I hear you just fine. We have had an exciting week. Would you agree, Coach P?
Man, I definitely agree. Definitely exciting times. Here, everybody that's participating in Road to Gold, the energy is at an all-time high. Activity is at an all-time high. And that just lets me know, Coach Watkins, that we got a lot of people that they really want to go out there and win and help others win as well. So it's definitely exciting times here in playing. Not playing. They weren't playing that marketing, but most of all here in the organization.
In the organization, absolutely. Coach Cindy Bruggerman, you have produced flyers and scripts and everything. I mean, when you look at the captains who are, going out of their way, we've never seen this kind of excitement. Is it not awesome?
It is. Oh, it's so exciting. It gets me so pumped up too. Just putting out there in the chat with the leaders, what's going on, how many prospects you're talking to a day, and the numbers are just out of this world. They are working. They are working hard.
Well, we are going to continue to work, and we want to make sure that we as leaders equip the team, with the tools so that everything is as well-oiled as can be. And so we're going to talk about today business etiquette, and business maturity. Guys, we are working in groups. And so it's not always the easiest. But guys, we're so much more effective together. When you have unity and you have the team moving, one band, one sound, one team, one dream, guys, you do amazing things. And I think every one of you that has aspirations of directorship understand what you're looking for is duplication. We're all looking and striving for duplication. And so I want to talk about just some basic things so that if you're new, that we can help you grow your team. Let's talk about business calls. Let's start with business calls. Okay, we're going to go with business calls, and then we'll go with business webinars. I'm going to start off with business calls first. And when you get on a business call, as Dr. Reba did, she came on, introduced, took the time to say hello. You want to get on the line and you want to make sure you introduce yourself and immediately, guys, this is a professional call every single time. Make sure you're in a setting or surrounding you can take notes and pay attention. If not, make sure that you at minimum mute your line so that you're not interruptive of the business call. So we want to make sure that you're ready, attentive, paying attention, writing notes. Guys, rarely am I ever on a call with Mr. Bradley, whether it's personal or professional, that I'm not taking notes. Definitely take notes every single call you can. And then, you guys, on business webinars, let's just touch base on this. It's a new day, so we're not having business meetings, but we'll touch on that too. In business webinars, you are being seen. Okay, this is still a business meeting, but it's a virtual business meeting. So we want everybody to be on early, whether it's a call, whether it's a webinar, be on early. If this call is at 12 noon Central Standard Time, do not dial in at 12 noon Central Standard Time. Okay, make sure you're on early. Why? Because the number could not work one time. There could be situations. So you want to be early, guys, is to be on time. To be on time for the call or the webinar, you are late. So make sure that if you're on the webinar, you're early. And you make sure that you come on and you're muted, whether you're on a call or a webinar. In addition to that, guys, make sure that you are dressed for success. Make sure you are dressed for success. Ladies and gentlemen, on business webinars, people want to see you in most cases. Unless you're doing a video chat or something like that where it's not required that you be seen. If you are on a webinar, you want to make sure that you dress for success. Guys, don't come to the webinar in gym shoes. Not gym shoes, your gym attire. Don't show up to the webinar looking like you just did 5 miles around the block. If you are on a business webinar, look like you're doing business. It is important that you go ahead and dress for success. So turn your camera on unless, again, you have talked to your leader and you've let them know I'm in transit, something's going on. I can't. But if you show up, especially if it's a private group, if you have a special invitation to be a part of a mastermind, you do not want to be a part of any training mastermind where your camera is off and you're not dressed for success. What does the background look? What does the background look like? Do you have a bunch of, junk in the back, or is it clean and free of debris? Make sure that it's a professional background. Not only is it a professional background, make sure the dog is up. The kids are put away and they're not running around in the camera. We've seen some funny things. I've seen some of the news anchors and, things that have gone on. But guys, we want to prepare. If we're part of webinars, let's make sure that we have all that straight and taken care of.
Hello, can you hear me? We have no sound.
Okay, Coach Watkins, I think we lost her. Can you guys hear me?
It is bad with it. We have a technical difficulty with it.
Okay, Mr. Philip Rollins, did y'all lose me?
Yeah, we lost 4 minutes. You're talking about the background.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes. The background, make sure it's clear and free of debris. Okay, make sure it's clear and free of debris. And we also want to make sure that we put away all of, the children. We running around the camera. Athletes, be still. You're only on for an hour. You're only on Seriously, let's not eat on camera. Let's not be crunching and munching on camera. Let's make sure that we are paying attention for the entire duration of the webinar. Okay, Mr. Philip Rollins, I'm going to go ahead and let you jump in case I missed anything on call etiquette or webinar etiquette.
No, I mean, you pretty much hit everything. Only thing I would just add is that, you only get one side that make your first impressions, and at the end of the day, how you do anything is how you do all things. And everybody on here has business partners that they bring in on board, and guess what? They're looking up to you to see how you do things, so they're definitely gonna mock or copy how you do things. So you just want to make sure that you're always operating in a professional manner. Because what happens, Coach Watkins, people want professional results, but then all the time they don't want to act as professional. So we're just talking about being professional business owners. We're talking about being professional network marketers. And you just have to operate from a level of professional. Then you start operating like that, then you're gonna start getting the results that you're looking for. So you pretty much need everything, make sure your background and make sure, because I've seen some crazy things, in my time, even on the Zoom, I've seen some crazy things happen in travel parties. So, you just want to just, be prepared, because you only get one side that make a first impression. Coach Watkins, back to you.
Okay, we got that covered. And again, guys, these are the same things really that apply to business meetings. Right now, we're not meeting in hotels anymore. But if you were at the hotel, you would have the same business etiquette. You would come dressed for success. No children under 12 are permitted to the meetings. No hats for men. No eating in the meeting. And everybody pays. And that's important as we, get back indoctrinated into meetings and conventions. You never want to sneak in your new people. You want to prepare your new people, because I think your new people would love to be successful. So you don't want to, not prepare them. You want to prepare them for success and let them know we all pay as business owners, and it's a part of our business. So let's move on. I'm gonna talk about three-way calls and chat, because that's what we're doing. Watch, chat, travel. Guys, make sure that you never ask your leader to call a prospect for you. We're not telemarketers. We're not going to run your people down. It is not proper for you to ask a leader to call someone for you. It is our job as leaders, as goal builders and above, to assist you with your three-way call or your chat. We're here to assist. Make sure that if you're looking for someone to do a three-way call, you schedule it ahead of time. Many people have different ways to schedule. Some of you have calendars, Calendly. Some of you have, Google Calendar. They're just different things that people have. Somebody may want to schedule theirs based on just a hard calendar. But whatever you do, make sure you schedule the leader's time ahead of time. And also, when you're scheduling the leader's time, refer to their time zone. At a courtesy, I have a leader, and their time zone is all the way in Hawaii. And she was referring in the Hawaii time, and I was like, okay, 8:30 a.m., my time or yours? And so, guys, if I'm calling Mr. Bradley and I'm saying, hey, Mr. Bradley, I want you to do a three-way call for me. Can you help me? And he said, yes. I'm not going to say, well, it's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. That has nothing to do with him. He runs his business and his life by Eastern Standard Time. Guys, I'm keenly aware of that. I'm keenly aware of that. So I'm going to make it easy for my leader. I'm going to be considerate of their time. So I'm going to say, Mr. Bradley, it's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm keenly aware that my leader, I'm working on their schedule. Guys, three-way calls, make sure that you are edifying your leader before the call happens. So you can do it totally before the call happens or when you're getting the two folks together. You always call the prospect first, call the leader second. Okay? You call the prospect. So don't call your leader and go, okay, I'm calling Jeff. Jeff may not even be available. Jeff may have forgotten his appointment. So now, again, you've wasted your leader's time. Go ahead and see if Jeff is in order, and if Jeff answers the phone, then you call your leader. As you make the call to your leader and you get your leader on the phone, you're going to say, Jeff, this is Ms. Brueggemann. Ms. Brueggemann, this is Jeff, or this is whatever city's comfortable with you calling. I prefer in business setting to use Mr. or Mrs. or Coach because I think it shows respect to the leader. So that's just my preference. But all leaders are different. I know Cindy doesn't make a big deal about that, but I do prefer to be addressed in a business, salutation. So you want to say, Ms. Watkins, this is Karen. Karen, this is Watkins. And then once you do the edification and merge the line, guys, you mute your phone. Okay? Again, do not add anything. Do not come on. Oh, Ms. Watkins, you forgot to talk about the matrix. You forgot the certificate. You forgot. No, nothing. Until the leader brings you back up, then you interject. So, Ms. Cindy Brigham-Mann, did I touch on those points of three-way calls and three-way chats? Did I miss anything? I'd like for you to expound upon it.
You did amazing, because everything that I had written down, you had already went over. But and just like mute and don't unmute yourself unless that leader asks you. These are things that I have experienced in the past week, and people are learning, and this is why we're doing this. And calling the prospect first, like you said. I've sat on the phone, 3-4 minutes waiting for them to get the prospect, and then we have a 15 minute call. So be courteous of the leader's time, and when you have an appointment with somebody, be on time. Be on time with that appointment, and no excuses. You have to be there for that appointment, and that goes with the people doing a three-ways too. And if one cancels, let the leader know, so they don't sit around for 10 minutes and then message you and say, hey, is this call going on or what? Just be courteous,
right.
and just communicate. That's all I got.
Yes. And also, just to kind of piggyback on that, if you schedule in someone's calendar and someone cancels, then cancel it on the calendar, so that somebody else can have your time slot. Be considerate of your teammates. Like, don't book the entire day just for you. I understand this is a competition, but, give somebody else an opportunity, guys. You don't have to just do a three-way call with your group leader or your director in your group. You can do it with any goal builders, any directors. It doesn't matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, be courteous. Make sure that you leave time, for other people to participate. Coach Rollins, did I touch on everything with three-way calls and three-way chats?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you hit it all. I mean, and that's the key point for me, because once people get those things right, I mean, what I was going to say is, I'll just add this, and that just comes down to trust in the process, right? You just got to trust the leader and trust that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, or you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. And even though you want to jump in, stay muted, because now it's time for you to learn. It's time for you to sit there and be a student, and then you can learn how the leader is overcoming objections. You'll understand, when they use certain rebuttals. I mean, it's a time for you to be in student mode, because guess what? Eventually, you're going to hit that goal builder mark, you're going to hit that director mark, and now you're going to be responsible, to do your own three race. So just make sure you take notes on three race. That's one thing I think that I would add, like that. Take notes.
I like that. Okay, we're moving on to etiquette when it comes to working with a team. Guys, we are a team, and now you're working in smaller teams. So it's important that you exercise business etiquette, business maturity with working with your team. Make sure that you're patient with your process. Write that down, underline that. People have different, ways that they think about things. You're not going to always agree. There are going to be definite, people have different opinions about how the group should go and all these things. So be patient with the process. If you are a part of a team, hold your own. Come to the table, bring in something. So somebody can say, for the first time I'm working with Crystal Bell. This young lady, I don't know her, but it's such a joy to work with her because she has such a good work ethic. She's putting up points for the team. She's showing up, for the calls and the webinars. And you know what? I just enjoy working with her because they see that work ethic. Okay, so hold your own. You should not have to be, reminded to turn in your reports or, do what you have to do. Also, if you're working in a team, you're working with a group, stay positive. Don't be in the group venting. Don't be in the group, whining or complaining or any of those things. Make sure that you are the light in world. You're positive in the group. Be motivated and willing to help. Ask that captain, hey, how's our team doing? Do you need any help? Is there anything that I can do to add or contribute to the group? And also, let others shine. Let others shine. You don't have to have the credit for everything. I'm so proud that Heather made a couple of flyers for us, and she let us use her flyers and everything. And so I was very, very happy that she contributed to the group. And there are several others, Davina and Stephanie Atwater Kelly, and so many who you guys have been helping us with marketing tools and giving us tips and willing to share, willing to add, coming out of competition mode to make sure that the team wins. And lastly, I'm going to say working with mentors and coaches, there's etiquette to that, guys. Realize that mentorship is a gift. I'm just going to let that marinate. Mentorship is a gift. The beauty of what we do is that we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. We have help available to us, but don't take the help for granted. Understand that your coaches and mentors and you, all of us are in a voluntary army, guys. We choose to work together. It's not because we have to. It's not because we're made to. Your captain is not your boss, right? Your captain is not your boss. You're not the boss of your group. You're not the boss of your team. And so all of us are willing army. We're willing participants in this army. So we need to be very careful of how we treat each other. Be coachable, guys. Just for the next couple of weeks, be coachable. Like Coach Rollins said, be willing to learn right now. Don't be coaching your coach. This is not the time to coach your coach. Be conscious of their time. If they're giving you time, be conscious of that. Remember, if you stay on the phone with them, for 15, 20, 30 minutes because you're venting or something's going on, they got a team of 10, 20, 50 other people. They're trying to mentor you. They're trying to mentor someone else. So be conscious. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Whatever you have to say it. Get in, get out. Make sure that if you're typing or writing something, guys, try not to be in paragraph mode, long paragraph mode, essay mode, because again, that takes time to read. And just imagine if you times that by 20 or 50 people, how would you feel? And also, guys, be willing to be humble. Humility is key. Humility. It's going to make you lots of money, I promise. It's going to make you lots of money if you just get the tools to help you and your team grow from those coaches and mentors. So, Coach Cindy Briggerman, we're talking about working in a team, the etiquette that's necessary to work with a team and work with the coaches. I'd like for you to expound upon that.
Coach Watkins, I think just being the positive example is, and if everybody does that in the team, there's going to be so much positivity, and it's going to be so much teamwork and encouragement and support within your team, and you're gonna see your team rise if you have that positive vibe. And so I just suggest be that positive example. Keep it happy, stay out of the drama zone. And my mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. No negative talk at all. Because you're going to get frustrated with prospects. You're going to get frustrated calls that people don't show up on the three-way calls. It's going to happen. Take that to your upline. Don't talk about it in the group, because some of these groups have very new people, and that you don't want each other to see the frustration. Bad goes up, so you want to talk about that with your sponsor, your upline. And I just really recommend that as we work within these teams also.
That's a great point. People really, come over to the industry of network marketing, and there's just a level of business maturity that has to happen if you plan on making money in this industry. You gotta, we gotta raise the bar. We got to raise the bar. We got to raise our level of professionalism. Coach Rollins, one thing we can't be, right now we have a wonderful opportunity to send this team into momentum. We have a wonderful opportunity to use the talents and learn and glean from our coaches, but we can learn and glean from each other. We have a great opportunity, Coach Rollins, but there are people who, in this process, because they're having to work a little more, they're having to give a little more, they're having to come out of their comfort zone. You start hearing the whiners, the complainers, the people who, it's getting rough. Oh, Lord, woe is me. And Coach Rollins, you've been in the industry over 10 years. It's tough, but you got to have some tough skin. You got to come to the table and be willing to fight for this thing. And you can't lay down and quit. You can't quit your process just because it's a little rough. You would not be a six-figure earner in this company if you gave up every time you had to work with the group as the Houston market leader. You've gone through it all. So, Coach Rollins, I'd like for you to talk about that business maturity and patience necessary to really work well with the group and the mentors.
Yeah, and what, Coach Watkins, it just made me think about, being in this industry, a little over 10 years now, from where I started in the beginning to where I'm at right now. And, don't get me wrong, it's definitely about going out here and making money. That's the ultimate reward. But, one of the things that I think people need to focus on is the process and, being able to, become a better version of yourself. And it's one of the hardest things for people to do, Coach Watkins, is to do that mirror work, is to take, that look in that mirror and work on some things that they need to work on. And right now, that's what's happening. I mean, if it was weight loss or if it was something like that, you have to go to the gym. And guess what? It's painful. And going out there and being successful in this particular industry is definitely painful. But all I can tell you is when the pain kicks in, that's when you're getting very, very close to your success. And you have to be willing to go through it. You know what? You got to be willing to go through your process. You have to be willing to be that lump of coal that's going to be able to turn into a diamond. You have to be willing to go through it. And then, you know what? You have to have a level of emotional intelligence right now. You have to have that. You have to operate from a level of emotional intelligence, because sometimes it's not going to feel good. Sometimes you're not going to hear all the things that you want to hear. But guess what? I know one thing, that all the coaches that's on here, they have your best interest. I mean, that's what this thing is set up for. It's set up for somebody to, maybe be able to see your blind spots, maybe to be able to help you work on some of your weaknesses. Because you know what? I still have areas that I'm weak in, and I have to lean on, Coach Watkins and Coach Bergman, because they may can see some things that I cannot see. But you have to be willing to learn. So I always say you have to have a very high level. You have to have a very high teachability index. That's what this thing is all about. Because if you already knew how to do some of the things that you desire to go out here and do, then you would already have done them. And it's okay that you don't know how to do them, but it's okay to have a mentor or a coach. And like Coach Watkins said, it's definitely a gift, right? I mean, it's a gift, and a lot of times we outsource and look for all these different things, but we have so many different success stories right here in our own organization. So you have to be willing to be cut. You have to be willing to be stressed out. But most important, you got to be willing to go through your process. And Coach Watkins, I remember reading, they said you have to put in 10,000 hours, right? And right now you put in those hours, and you kind of see, you get a sneak preview of what you're gonna of some of the things that you have to do as a leader. And one thing that I do know, and this is true, one day in the beginning you're gonna do more work than you're being paid for. But I promise you, if you continue to go through your process, one day you're gonna get paid more than for the work that you do. And that's true. But you got to go through the process in order to get to that level. And you got to be willing to be stressed out. And right now, I know everybody's been stressed in this road to gold. And I just want everybody to go out there and do your part. You got to tell yourself, I will do my part. I won't just watch other people go out there and do the work. And that's the true level of leadership. That's the true level of teamwork. You can't go out there and ask people to do things that you're not willing to do. But most important, you got to be able to be corrected in areas that you may not know. And it's okay not to know. But it's okay to go out there and get stressed and coach, so you can go out there and reach your next level. And guess what? We got one of the baddest organizations inside of Planet Marketing. And right now we're working our butts off to ensure that we get to our rightful positions in this company. And that means everybody going out there ranking up and getting your ranks up. And once you do that, guys, you're going to definitely take your thing.
Well, I think that's a drop the mic moment. You said our rightful positions in this company. And it takes everybody making the sacrifices, everybody staying positive, everybody staying productive, everybody working together. It can be Bergman. Any closing thoughts on today's call? Business etiquette, business Trudy. We got this.
I love this. I do not need to add anything else to that. Coach P just yeah, dropped the mic after he got done speaking. So no, hands up. I everything that you guys had said, it just makes sense. And you know, the basic fundamentals is what we are doing this Road to Gold call for, and this is part of the basic fundamentals. So back to you, Coach.
Okay, guys. Well, that is awesome. You know, we're going to be sending you correspondence through your groups. Every one of you, Ms. Bergerman, could you just explain, because we're getting ready to tally points on Sunday. Could you explain the process of tallying the points? Because they're going to get a document, a Google document, and everybody requests their vouchers and everybody tallies their points. So could you explain that first real quick?
I sure can. There is one Google form out there right now where people are submitting their vouchers. So every three-way call that is done, the person who initiated the call, who has the prospect, needs to submit a voucher request, and the captain will send the voucher to the email that you requested it to. And then there is a spreadsheet out there that the captains all have where you can track your points for the week, and you just have to copy the document. Don't request access to it, because I don't want everybody to keep their points right there on the Google Doc that we all have. I want you to just copy it as your own and then use it for your own, and you can print it, whatever you want to do, just so you have a place to keep track of your three-way calls that you did all week, because you're going to get a point for every three-way call. And then if they sign up, you're going to also get a point or 10 points for the prospect that signs up as a rep and ITA combo. And then on Monday, Sunday evening at midnight, the contest for the week starts over to week 2. So you will calculate all of your points and get them to your team leader. And the team leader will submit a form to the captains, and that form is going to go to me, and then I will make a spreadsheet for all the captains. And on that form, it will just really how many three-way calls were conducted, how many signups you had for the week, the rep ITA signups, and then your total points for that week is basically what that form. You're going to put your team name and the team leader's name. So it's pretty simple, and then we will announce the results on Monday's Millionaire Mind Shift. So I think that's pretty much wraps that all up. JP, do you, Ms. Watkins, do you have any questions about that? Did I explain that okay?
Yeah, you explained that great. And I also want to reiterate that we're very concerned about, you know, people having the information. There was a flyer that circulated this week. It was a great flyer, but someone put in the flyer, I may or may not be giving away a free trip. But we're not telling anybody we're giving away free trips. We're not putting that on social media at all. We're not talking about that. First of all, we're keeping everything confidential. We're having conversations with people. We're not posting or blasting that on social media. So you have graciously, along with Gary Waugh, one-star director Gary Waugh, have said, you know what, we're going to go over marketing 101. We're going to show people what they can put, what they don't need to put. It needs to be representative, not just of you, but the entire team, the entire planet. You don't want to be marking up flyers, guys. You don't want to be doing tacky flyers, flyers that belong to other people with their taglines on it. So, Director Cindy Bergerman, you have stepped in to go over Marketing 101 tomorrow. Could you touch on that before we go?
Absolutely. So Mr. Wall and I will be on at 2 o'clock Eastern time on a Zoom. The flyer's out there. And yeah, we're going to talk about, you know, what you can and can't do on marketing, some ideas, give you some ideas of, you know, how to market, how to follow up. We put some scripts out there, and, you know, we can give some ideas on that. We'll open it up for questions. So yes, please come. And I actually we'll maybe show some. I'll show some examples of the vouchers. Also, I downloaded some of those, so we'll do some screenshots of those and show you some examples of them, so you actually have a visual and can see those also.
Yeah, I think it's so important that we do this right. It has to be perfect. And so I would get everybody on your team on that marketing Zoom tomorrow. So guys, as we end this call today, you know, Coach Rollins, you always say one team, one dream, one band, one sound. Do you think that that's appropriate as we really push through this contest? We're getting ready for week number 2. One team, one dream, one band, one sound. What do you think, Coach Keith?
Oh, I love it. That's what it's all about. If we get that part together, then guess what we got here, and everybody being this amazing race. I love it.
Okay, guys, one team, one dream, one band, one sound. This has been your road to gold, and we'll see everybody on the marketing training on tomorrow. Have a great and productive day.
All participants are muted. All participants are unmuted.
One team, one dream, one band, one
One team, one dream, one